in-game for the VIP 1 million quarterly free roll Supernova Plus. It's been running 7 hours, 5,577 entrants. We are down to 119 and we're coming 80th. It's 100k up top. And yeah, what can I say? We're in with a shot. We are a bit short, but 310 divided by 36 now. 8.6 M. And yeah, I mean, this is, if we had something a little bit better, I might open like a King 10. Because if Nick jams and we have King 10, we can call because he's only M3. And we get pretty good leverage against these guys, and effectively leverage against, well, I mean, even the big stack, you know, it's hard for him to sort of play against us because we are quite short. Just kind of jam or fold as a 3-bet. He could probably just get away with it at 8.6. If we make it 30, you know, he could probably make it like 76, you know, and get a fold. It's around a quarter of our stack, and that's sort of the marker traditionally, is if you're 3-betting to fold more than a quarter of people's stack, it's starting to get a bit ugly. You know, you're starting to get to that point where it's a bit sloppy because you almost have to call off in some instance. You know, depending on how bad your 3-betting hand is. I mean, if you're 3-betting 2-3 offsuit, then you can usually fold pretty happily, even if you get more than, you know, maybe a third of the effective stacking. But
there isn't really a lot of one tabling going on this series, is there, guys? And I don't usually, well, not so much anyway, do the live commentary while I'm one tabling because it can be a little bit slow in between hands. And that is going to be the case here, especially as we're deep in a pretty major tournament. A lot of opponents do a lot of tanking and so forth. So I will just be speeding up the action with some editing and so forth, just so we can get through this, especially these slower parts where there's not really too much happening. A lot of the time it's going to be raise fold and that sort of thing, but I'll be showing hands that I'm involved in.
ooh, ace queen. It's folding around. This is a good sign. Well, this is a very good sign now. And I think if the walrus jams, you know, wouldn't be too much to think about. I think this guy's going to be stealing a lot here, but he may look us up a little light, obviously, because he only opened M7. I mean, because it's only button versus blind. But he does have M7, so can still be stealing. And it seems completely reasonable to steal. 7-6 is kind of close, but 7-6 does have a pan of 7. Don't know how many faults we're getting. M3, I don't think it can be that bad actually. Good to get the fault there, obviously. And we're surviving. It's going to go for a long time, this tournament. It's already up past 7 hours. I think it's going to go for about 10. That is a good result. Lose a decent player. Always happy to lose decent players. Now this is pretty close. I think I will bring this one in actually. that one up. It's kind of close again, but one more player to beat and no blocker. Although, you know, we only had the king, so it's not so much of a big deal, but just gives us a better excuse to steal with the king X, king 7. Want to have a little jam walrus? Nope. Well, let's just hope this continues for another 3 hours. Almost just try a 3-bet here. I think we're not into 736. I think we're just in the vicinity where he might think he has fold equity. And I probably would 3-bet sometimes here. Might have like a king 8 and just decide, well, I've got fold equity and something playable, and just jam. But you know, that's definitely open to speculation how he might perceive that race. I mean, he might think it looks very nutty. But it could definitely go either way, I think. You know, it could definitely be a nutty type hand, like it was. But occasionally, I might have a hand that I might try that with king 2 off or something. I might just decide a small 3-bet, and if I think the player's stealing often enough. And he has been stealing a bit, but his stats don't really suggest that he's a prolific stealer in general, so I don't know if I would 3-bet, have a 3-bet fold range there against that player. But obviously he's not going to know that. Well, I don't think he does, unless he's... I mean, I actually, it's kind of recognize his name, so he could be actually decent. But who knows, he could just be a massive fish. Got 3 jamming stacks behind, so... but having said that, they're not jamming much from what we've seen, so... Pretty close there to opening. I think it's a little bit awkward though. If the big blind jams on us, I guess I'm probably going to fold, but it's really gross because he's only M4, so it would only be 140 to call, and then be 245 in there. Yeah, it'd be so gross. Seems like the pay structure is quite different from most tournaments. It's very level, actually. It's kind of a very level payout. 100k, 88, 77, 66 at 55. Normally the jumps are, you know, much higher. I think because it's a free roll and they're trying to reward the players, they're sort of less interested in making it, you know, a big winner-take-all type of thing. They want to try and reward as many players as possible. And so that's a really kind of flat pay structure. And they even pay down to 1,000, so that's pretty huge, considering there's only 5,577 runners. And we lose the Walrus. .44 of 101. M4 here. Not quite good enough. The Queen 6. Probably call with Queen 10 there, I think. Yeah. I'm just going to fold here. It's pretty close, but we have seen this guy in a couple of hands, so I think I will be raising on him a lot, and don't necessarily need to do it with 4-7 off, I think. I would guess players at this stage might play a little bit tight because they kind of think money's looming, you know. You know, if these are guys that, you know, aren't big stakes guys, aren't high stakes players or whatever, which most of them won't be. I mean, a lot of them are just going to be sort of low stakes grinders in reality. So I think the money is fairly significant. 98 divided by 44. Don't think we can fold to this Puff Daddy guy. M4.5. Makes it a bit easier. Let's go 3-bet. This goes 3-bets 4%. I think if he had a 3-bet there, I was probably going to throw it away. Decent spot to raise in. I'm just thinking what to do here. I think I'm just going to raise straight away here. It's pretty unlikely he's donked out with the nuts, and I don't know this player, he just could be some random fish, but I think a lot of the times he's probably donked out here with like a 4-5, 6-7. Absolutely nothing is what a fish would donk out with. If he has donked out with a big hand, then unfortunately now it's just bad luck, but I don't think we can actually check here. If he's picked up hearts as well, he might check jam. If he's got like we have 3-5 of hearts or like a 7-8 of hearts. Could have ace-5 and have like a double belly. That's definitely a possibility. And that makes that a pretty bad card. I think I'm going to check now. Yeah, he had 5, so. It's pretty close, I mean. Maybe we could have bet, actually. He might call. But I think it's a little bit hard to get value with 5s there. We raise flop, bet turn, shove river. I mean, we'd have to be, yeah, be a pretty light call. At the same time, you know, he could actually have a big hand and just, you know, the ace-5, like I said, or flop the nuts and just be slow playing all sets. And so I think the times he's trapped, there's a few times he's trapped and not a lot of times that he pays us off with the hand, sort of hand he has. Queen or heart? Yeah. Needed that one. Yeah, we needed that one. That would have given us a mill. Would have had a mill ball. The flop when he donk bets, you know, I mean, I could be wrong presuming that these guys are doing a fishy donk bet because it is a Supernova plus, but I still think that there's enough fishy players that are going to donk fold, like pocket 2s there, or just like ace 2 or like king 10. The problem is if we just call, then little stab there. I think he can put us on a 3 or 7. We might just bet small. I mean, he's probably thinking, well, I know you don't have an ace. But, I mean, it doesn't really look like he has an ace either. This guy's finally jammed. He's been waiting, and he's finally jammed 20, 40, 50, and he's M3. He's been tight. Wow. Hey, Dom. Oh, ace king. You may have brought me some luck with ace king. I like ace king, B. How are we going to play this? 40, 50, I think I'm just going to raise it. Thanks so much for that. Okay, well, I have a cold anyway, so I'm not feeling super genki. But I was looking forward to seeing them. But I'll probably be finished here soon and I'll give you a buzz. See where you are. Thanks, Del. Alright, domo. Just got my wife to deliver a sandwich and coffee. She probably sounds like she's about 5 years old. She's actually 28, believe it or not. Would have opened that and called him. Probably folded to these guys. Seen this Matt guy in a lot of high stakes cash games, I think. He actually knocks me out of big 109 on a Sunday. It was 55,000 for first. And I opened up with kings, had a decent stack, and he 3-bet, I shoved, and he called, and he had aces. Busted ninth, it was only like 5 grand. It's quite sad. Quite a sad story, that. More chips for 2-pack. Probably just jam 2-pack here. I mean, he's where I'm 10, and he's going to be stealing a lot, and he's hijack. So he does have three like decent players behind him though. So I don't know if he'll be going, you know, completely bananas, but I think King Queen a little bit too strong. He's probably going to call like Ace 9, I think. In she goes. It's actually 55 players left right now. So we would have actually been the bubble for the, that's only $200 pay jump, so nothing to write home about. But yeah, we got there. Kind of, I mean, Ace Queen is like pretty, well, I mean, he could have had a lot of hands. He could have had 10 jack suited or pocket deuces or something. But no, they were always alive. They always have a live wire. It's never easy. But you know, I mean, we did have the queens against Ace Queen as a pretty good spot, obviously. So, and I think it's pretty good to cripple Matt in the process and just have another good player eliminated. Doesn't you know, the blinds are going up sort of just at the right speed to not allow us to really get too much breathing space. So we're still kind of in that sort of zone where we did get quite short, obviously, and we just managed to bounce back at the right time. But we're still kind of in the same boat, aren't we? Where we're kind of just hanging out, sort of waiting. And I think here, you know, I would probably M9 open, M8.89. I might open there. Well, actually, no, I might not. I might not, to be honest. I might not. But I just think M11 or 12 is just that size where, you know, some of these good players could do something a little bit nasty. But, you know, I might be a little bit too worried about skeletons in the closet. We are UTG, it does look strong. But I think if we're opening any ace there, we're just opening a little bit too much from UTG. So I prefer to keep it to suited aces. It's in a very small way for balance, I guess. Not really balance in the sense that we want to be unexploitable. Just more so in the sense that, well, I mean, I guess it's slightly like that, but just more so that if we are raising every single ace, we're just going to be getting ourselves in tricky spots and just raising way too much. Wow. And this is what I like to see. The good old 3-bet, and then the 4-bet stuff, and then the fold. And I think that Tupac could have been very light there because he knows that if Fiano is a very good player and he's been opening like an animal and he's on the button, so he's probably getting 3-bet by a really wide range, and he just stuffed it in there, and got picked up even more chips. So he's still chip leader, that guy, but not for long because we have devious plans of getting a lot of chips next level. I hope. Let's see what happens then.